Hey guys, I'm back with another tutorial and it is Reason season here at Pyramind. It's always Reason season for me. But it's a big week because Propellerhead just released Reason 9.5, which allows for the use of VSTs. So today I'm going to be building a riser in Serum and I'm going to show you how this all works. So first of all, let's create the instrument. Now you can do this by right-clicking and selecting, or you can click and drag from your browser. Now you'll notice that some of these VSTs are blank and some of them actually have a picture. I'm going to go over that in a second. So let's just click and drag Serum, and what you'll see is this plug-in rack device. Now this acts as a shell or a bridge from the VST to Reason. So if you hit tab, you'll see that it looks kind of like a combinator, and you're given this CV programmer. So we're going to talk about how to modulate parameters in the VST using envelopes or LFOs from other Reason devices. You are also given optional audio ins and outs and 8 modulation CV inputs. So let's see how this looks when we open it up. As you can see, you have this gray bar up here, and this will appear with any device, effect, or instrument. And we have this keep open option, and when you click on this, you can double click on the Reason rack and your VST will stay open. We have automate, where you click automate, it tells you to click a parameter. You can easily click any parameter you want to automate and draw it out in the sequencer. Remote is for mapping to your MIDI device. And screenshot. Now here's what I mentioned earlier. Basically, I'm going to load in a preset. Let's just pick anything. Now you'll see the screenshot I have right now is just the initial preset, but if I press this screenshot button and then move out of the instruments window, come back in, now I can see this patch. So you can make your own images for your VSTs. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm sold. We don't even have to do this video. But really, I just love that feature. So let's initialize this patch again. And I'm going to create a riser so that you can see how we can modulate parameters within Serum, we can see how automation works, and we can see how CV routing works. So I'm not going to do a noise oscillator riser. I think those are kind of overused. Let's see. So I kind of like how this sounds from here to here. So I'm going to take this LFO, click and drag it, set it to trigger, and let's see. Perfect. I'm also going to turn the unison up. I want at least 6 voices, maybe 8, just to make it sound a little fatter. And then I'm also going to modulate this detune parameter. So let's take this LFO, and I don't want to hit it too hard, maybe around there. And let's bring this over here. Perfect. So let's bring the attack up a little bit. Great. Okay, so pretty simple. Now let's see how automation works. I am going to set the pitch bend range to 12 semitones so we can move up or down an octave. Actually, you know what? Let's get a little crazy. I want to do 2 octaves. So I'm going to click on automate and then click on the parameter I want to automate, which is the pitch bend. And here we are in the sequencer. So I'm going to do this over 4 bars. I usually do my risers over 8 bars, but just to keep this video nice and short, 50%, and then let's just play a note really quick. Cool, and drag that out. I'm going to hold Option while I drag the clip so that it'll time stretch it. And now I'm going to go back into Serum and set this to 4 bars. Now let's hear how that sounds. Pretty cool. Now I want to use a Reason device to modulate parameters within Serum. So I'm going to create Pulsar Dual LFO, love Pulsar, and I am going to hit tab and bring the CV out of this LFO into Modulation CV in number 1. And this works just like a combinator. I mean, I can select CV1 for all of these if I want to. I can drag that into any input, but I'm just going to stick with CV1. And I am going to modulate the level of our oscillator. So I can click on this little drop-down menu and click on any parameter I want, or even easier, I can click on this Learn button and I can click on a parameter that I want to modulate. So I'll click on this level here, and now perfect. So I think I want these to get to about here at their highest. So I'm going to automate both of these parameters so that the rate slowly increases as well as the intensity of the modulation, so the level of the LFO. So let's bring that up here. Let's see how that sounds. And you know what, while we're at it, I think I want to add a high pass filter, just because we aren't gonna really need any of the lower frequencies in this type of sound. And I love using the drive. I just want an excuse to use the drive, basically. Pop quiz, what do we need? A reverb. Now Serum has its own set of built-in effects. It has a built-in reverb, but being the ride or die Reason user that I am, I wanna use my RV7000. So I'm just gonna load this up. I'm gonna turn the high EQ up, turn the decay up a little bit. I'm gonna have the dry wet maybe around here because that's the highest that I want it. And I'm going to automate the dry wet of this reverb. So let's have it right there. And I want it to kind of dip up at the end. Let's hear how that sounds. Perfect. Now there's one last thing I want to do here. I think I want to create a riser out of the reverb-tail from this riser. So what I'm going to do is extend this clip length, but I'm not going to extend that note. I'm extending the clip length because when I right-click on the clip and select Bounce in Place, it will bounce that MIDI to audio, including this section over here on the timeline. So let's see how this sounds. Perfect, and let's cut this tail off. And I'm going to reverse it, normalize it, and I'm gonna add a small fade out at the end just so we don't get any pops. And let's hear how that sounds. Ooh, that sounds like something straight out of Gone Girl. All right, so that's it for today. You can see how fast and easy that was because VSTs have been integrated properly. You don't have to go around some weird MIDI setup to use them, and you can use CV routing, you can automate easily. I was able to do this at this speed because of my Reason workflow. So thank you, Propellerhead. I love the new update, and I'll see you guys next time. If you're a music producer, subscribe to our channel and stay up to date on the latest Pyramind tutorial videos, track breakdowns, elite sessions, and more. Visit us at pyramind.com.